Hey guys, just wanted to give you a clarification in case you didn't watch my most recent BoxyCharm unboxing video. This video is strictly a clip that I pulled from that one because it was making the video too long. So it might not make a whole lot of sense in the flow of things, but that's just because it was pulled directly from another video. So please enjoy my Paris story time. I was just in Paris in January, and this is prior to Notre Dame catching on fire. And I did go see it while I was there, so at least I got that done. Paris was one of those places that I thought it'd be cool to go there, but I wasn't like gunning for it. I didn't have like strong desires to go. But then my best friend and I, we came across round trip tickets for $300. Let me repeat. Round trip tickets for $300. The end. $300. 300. There's no one in front of that. 300. So we're like, okay, let's go. Because he's always wanted to go to Paris. He's loved Paris. He minored in French in college, so he's just always been, he wanted to go. And I just, like, we traveled a lot together, and I just always assumed Paris was just one I wasn't actually going to go with him to it. But we found out in December about these tickets, and we're like, well, shit, yeah. So we went in January, and I absolutely fell in love with the city. Like, and really just France in general. I legitimately miss being surrounded by people who I didn't know what the hell they were saying. He was teaching me some French, but I didn't know enough to like be able to listen in on conversations or anything. I could say, hello, my French is bad. Do you speak English? Bonjour. Parlez-vous anglais? Parce que mon français est très mal. So I can do that. I was learning a little bit. My favorite phrase that he taught me was je vous déteste, which you have to say like je vous déteste because it means I hate you. And I said it to him like the whole time. It was really great. We have a really loving relationship. Anyways, long tangent short, I just fell in love with being there, and I cannot wait to go back. I never thought that I'd want to go to Paris for one time, let alone go back. Like, we were only there for 3 days, so that was part of the deal with the ticket, was it was only a 3-day trip. And that sucked, but God, we got a lot accomplished in those 3 days. Let me tell you, like, this video is not supposed to be about travel, but when you've got a hand cream that talks about France, what am I supposed to do? Use it while I talk about what we did in Paris. So we got into Paris on Friday morning. We landed, I think, at 10 a.m. their time. Made sure to sleep on the plane so that we were ready to hit the ground running because that is what we did. That's what we had to do. So it's pretty nice hand cream, by the way. So it retails for $24. So we hit the ground running. We got there at 10 a.m. We made arrangements with our Airbnb for us to at least drop our bags early. Didn't care if it wasn't ready for us. We just wanted to be able to leave our bags and go. I cannot for the life of me remember the first thing that we did. Yeah, I don't know. We did lunch, but I'm almost certain we didn't do the catacombs until 4-ish. Oh. I don't know. We did a lot on the first day, I know for sure. So whatever we did as soon as we got there, I don't recall. I have an itinerary because I had to make one in order to get everything done, but I can't find it right now. We did the Paris catacombs on that day, which were really awesome, very cool, but so much walking, and my back hurts when I walk for too long, and whew, that hurt a lot. So we did a lot of that. Then after the catacombs, it was time for dinner. So I know we did something beforehand, but I cannot remember it. So after the catacombs, we did dinner. And then after dinner, we were staying our Airbnb, which honestly I think is what I'm probably most proud of. Our Airbnb was 600 meters, which who knows what that means. Just kidding. I can't translate that. But anyways, it's 600 meters from the Arc de Triomphe, which meant the Arc de Triomphe is up here because the Arc de Triomphe has like, I don't know, 6 streets that come into it. So it's a big roundabout with no lanes, and the traffic is absolutely crazy in there. They don't have lanes, and there's multiple cars going, and it's like, whoa. It's very alarming. But so the Arc de Triomphe is here at the top of the hill, right? And then you've got the streets running off of it. So the street is, I guess to translate, is maybe like a half mile. It's not too bad. It's not a full mile, I know that. So I guess maybe a half mile. And our Airbnb was at the bottom of one of those streets. So we were really close to the Arc de Triomphe, which means we got to see it every day, which was really awesome. But after dinner on night 1, the waiter told us that we probably should go try to do that. And we never really actually planned the Arc de Triomphe because we just kind of assumed we're right there. We'll just go do it when we've got free time, which is what we did. So we went to the Arc de Triomphe, and to get to the top of that, you're supposed to walk up some stairs. And we're like, oh, can't do that. Not after the catacombs. So we went and asked the guy if we could use the elevator, and he's like, normally that's for disabled people. And I was like, sir, I will literally die. So we need to take the elevator. So we took the elevator to the top, got some really cool pictures up there. I'll probably insert a little montage of some of my Paris photos actually, because I am so excited about that trip. I'm sorry this video derailed so much, but like, it was an amazing trip. So that was day 1. Day 2, I know we got up, we got breakfast, and first thing we did was go to the Louvre. We were going there right away, first thing, because we wanted to make sure that we got to see the Mona Lisa up front and personal. I didn't expect to have a lot of issues because we went there in middle of January, which I don't know if you're aware, but that is not peak tourist season. He and I like to travel when it's cold because we hate being hot. So one of our favorite things is to travel in winter. And so that's what we did. And it was amazing. There weren't a ton of people. There were still a lot of people there, but like there were not the huge amount of tourists that I heard that there would be if you went any other time of year. And we also happened to be going during their one of the 2 national sale periods. So for the stores, they only have sales twice a year. We were there during one of them, so that's pretty cool. But we went to the Louvre first, and we got in there, we saw the Mona Lisa. There was nobody blocking our way. We were right up there right away, and we were actually late. I wanted to get there at like 9, but we didn't make it because we were very, very tired from the day before. Oh, it was rough. But so we got right up there, right front and center of Mona Lisa. We got to take a selfie with her, and like it was awesome. And then, you know, we just wandered around that area looking at way too many like Jesus paintings, and we went to other little sections, a few little sections, because the Louvre is all broken out into like different eras of art, and kind of different styles too, because like there's a whole section that's just like more statue stuff versus painting stuff, and then they have, this is, you know, the Asian inspired art, this is the Romance period, and you know, all sorts of stuff. So I did as much as I could in there because once again, a lot of walking and hurting my back, plus from the day before, it was rough. But we spent maybe 2 hours there, really not as long as I expected we would, which then allowed us to go back to the Airbnb and take a nap, which he and I, we do not nap on vacation because it's vacation. And especially 3 days, like I'm more inclined to do the napping. He's more of a go, 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 go. So I was shocked that he wanted to come back and nap too. Okay, so we got a pretty good nap in. And then, man, I am not able to remember the things that we did. Oh, that evening we did a dinner boat ride on the Seine. It was really great. Well, the food was not. The food was eh. But it was really awesome to do the little boat ride on the Seine, so that was pretty cool. Yeah, the food wasn't great, so I can't say that it was worth it because you can take a boat ride without having the dinner part, and I think I'd probably do it that way next time, just get my own food and just do the boat ride without it. So that was really neat. We did that evening and just did a little bit more walking and wandering around. And then our last day, because we were there Friday, Saturday, Sunday, that was it. And we made sure we went to breakfast each morning because I wanted to have those beautiful, lovely croissants. People are not lying when they tell you that those croissants are the best things that you will ever have. They're so good. And you know how here in the US, when you go get breakfast places and you have your bread, your biscuit, your whatever you get, you have grape jelly, sometimes strawberry, but mostly you have grape jelly. Not in France. They bring out apricot, and it is delicious. So good. Oh, I can't wait to go back. So then on our last day, on Sunday, we did the Musée d'Orsay that day, which honestly, I liked it better than the Louvre. I don't know if it was just because it was smaller or if it had more artists that I was interested in seeing, because Musée d'Orsay is the one that had all the Van Goghs, and it had all of the Renoir, Monet, Manet, that's another one. It had a lot of different artists of their paintings that I recognized, that I knew and I had seen. Now, the Louvre had a lot as well. There were definitely paintings there that I knew, but not to the extent. Plus, I got really tired of seeing paintings of Jesus and Mary and fat babies. So I got really tired of that theme. But the Musée d'Orsay was the best. It was so good, and it also has broken out in eras and genres as well, just like the Louvre was, but it's much smaller. It is a really cool museum, and just, oh, it was my favorite. It was honestly my favorite. So we went to the Musée d'Orsay, and then we also went to Notre Dame that day. So Notre Dame, we wanted to see the outside, got some really cool pictures of the outside, and it's free to go inside. So we just ran in real quick, did a lap around, because we were actually going to a crepe making class, which was being taught by an authentic, actual French person. And it was one of the Airbnb experiences. He just did crepe classes. And it was honestly one of the best choices that we had ever made, because we met really cool people there and it was a lot of fun. We learned how to make crepes authentically, which was really great. Yeah, so it was really awesome. The people that were in our class, we had somebody who was from, where were they from? I want to say they were from Cuba. No, that's not right. They were from I think they were from South America, but I want to say Colombia, but I'm not sure that that's right. But so they just got engaged. They had come to Paris. Well, they were on a trip through Europe, and they were in Paris and they got engaged. And so that was really cute. But the guy didn't speak English at all. He only spoke Spanish. And then his new fiance, she spoke fair amount of English, and she also spoke Spanish, obviously. And while that was awesome, because my friend, he majored in Spanish, minored in French. So he's fluent in both. So he was really good to be translating between them and the instructor. The instructor was talking in English, but he's not great at English because he's French. And so English isn't his first language. So he's got a bit of an accent. He says things weird. And so she's not picking up on what he's saying. So then he'd say something, and then she'd turn to my friend like, huh? And then he'd have to translate from the French English to Spanish to then say to her. So it was just really cool. It was awesome to be there. We also had a couple from New Zealand, and we had a mom, dad, daughter who are from New York. And then I think there was a girl from San Francisco in there, and then us. So it was just really cool just come together, because I mean, we were only there for 3 days and we didn't meet a lot of people other than just the people we interacted with directly at businesses that we were at. So we didn't just like meet a bunch of other folks that were there visiting too. So that was a really awesome experience. I'd recommend anytime you go anywhere to look at Airbnb experiences. This was the first time I'd heard of it and seen it, so it was really great. And then after that, we went to the Champs-Élysées, which is the fancy shopping street, which it rides up. It starts down near the Louvre, not as close to the Louvre as we thought it did, but it starts near down there and then goes up to the Arc de Triomphe. So we went and shopped on that street, and it was just, we got a lot in. I didn't even say everything that we got because I can't remember everything now, but we got a lot accomplished. I'm very impressed with us, and it was just a phenomenal 3 days. To be honest, it was so great, and I can't wait to go back and just get to spend more time there. It's gonna be so good. And like, when am I gonna go? Because if I'm gonna go travel again, I'm gonna want to go somewhere new, right? But like, I also really want to go somewhere that I've already been, because I need to be there more. So like, I'm like that with Paris now, and also with Scotland. I just want to like be in Scotland for like 5 months and just be like, here I am, you absorbed me, I don't want to come back. All right, so that's the hand butter.